Am I the asshole for refusing to return my neighbor's special binoculars unless his wife comes and gets them? Hi. I, female 28, recently moved into a new neighborhood. All my neighbors are lovely. Especially my next door neighbor, bless his heart, wink wink. He's married and has 2 kids. I noticed that he's been looking towards my house for a while. So far I'd caught him doing it twice. He had his binoculars with him and was basically, seemingly looking at my living room. I hate confrontation, so what I did was close the curtains and go about my day, but it started escalating. The other day he was peeking at my backyard, where I was sitting, from his balcony, and his binoculars fell in my backyard. I looked up and he was gone. He knew that I saw him. I took the binoculars and put them inside. In the evening, he came knocking on my door asking how I was done and whatnot. I rolled my eyes but kept it civil. He then brought up the binoculars and said that they must have fell in your backyard earlier today. I was like, wonder how that happened. He said something about his kids probably messing with them and asked if I could go get them for him. I said I have them, but I won't give them to him unless his wife comes and gets them herself. He looked at me shocked and angry and said that these binoculars are his, and they're special because he has them from when he was in military. And said that his wife has nothing to do with this. I told him that I will give them back once his wife shows up and asks for them. All he has to do is send her over. He threw a fit saying he can't send her because then she'll misunderstand the situation. I told him there is not misunderstanding if they're kids, we really the ones using the binoculars, and insisted I won't give them back till his wife comes and gets them. We got into an argument, but he kept his voice as low as he could, then left looking furious. He's been complaining about me wanting to stir drama, and keeps demanding I return his binoculars back to him and leave his wife out of it. Am I the asshole? ETA, forget his age. He's 37. Not the asshole, honestly. Good for you for standing your ground on it. The whole situation is creepy AF. Alternatively, to avoid, potentially, the police getting involved, you could wait till he's not home and take them to the wife yourself. Original poster. Please post an update if you do this. For real, original poster please. You're a motherfucking badass and I need to see this play out. Not the asshole, your neighbor is a creep. He knows he's doing something wrong and he's trying to get away with it. I'm sure other neighbors have noticed. If you see creepy's wife, see if you can talk to her. Get some cameras and close the curtains facing their house. If he's watching you in the yard again, snap a photo and call the cops. I wouldn't be surprised if he had been caught peeping on other neighbors in the past. That may be why his wife will misunderstand the situation. Original poster should definitely get cameras in case this escalates. Talk to the wife and put up no trespassing signs. Not the asshole. Please stay safe. Not the asshole, but I would consider filing a police report, if you do not feel doing so puts any involved party's safety at risk. He was clearly spying on you and has been. This is very violating. It's harassment. This peeping Tom behavior will escalate and you're also at risk of violence from the current situation. A report will help develop a pattern of behavior, if you need to file an order of protection, or pursue greater action down the line. Good point, maybe hand them over to the police to give evidence. Not the asshole. Wow. You are a badass. Make this fucker squirm. Have my poor man's gold. Not the asshole. You could even take them over and give to the wife, describing her husband's behavior. Just make sure he's not home. No, it would definitely be better if he were home and standing there as she explains to his wife how she came into possession of his binoculars. No, you should never advise a woman to be present for the fallout unless she has effective backup. Her safety is never a certainty. But if you want to take the advice of people saying you should tell the wife, keep in mind she could take his side and blame you for tempting him with your slutty existence cause internalized misogyny and whatnot. Yes. Have a response ready for something like, "This is so embarrassing." I will certainly be having a talk with him. But it does take two. Going forward, it would help if you were to dress a bit more modestly, if not for him because this is a family neighborhood and there are a lot of children around and we are used to a certain level of modest in this community. Are you saying you bought him those binoculars? You're right, that is so embarrassing for the two of you. Not the asshole. Lots of great advice here already. Be careful though, original poster. These are red flags, and you don't know what else this guy might get up to. I agree with others that you need security cameras, documentation of your interactions, and a police report. There is an implied threat in asking his wife to come get them, and you don't want some unhinged pervert feeling threatened to lash out at you in any way, even though I think your response is great. I would make a police report. On the off chance things escalate, you need to start your paper trail very early on before law enforcement will intervene. It's sad, but educate yourself on how many stalking victims become murder victims. Peeping can easily become stalking. I hope this is an insignificant one-time event, but only time will tell. Edit. Just putting it out there that Ted Bundy, BTK, and the Golden State Killer were all peeping Toms before they started out as murderers. Not to scare original poster, but just for the geniuses who think peeping is something that should immediately be dismissed. Could also be that he loves your landscaping and doesn't want the wife to be jealous of your azaleas. This should be higher up. Start the paper trail, original poster. Not the asshole. Just hang on to that evidence original poster and document all incidents you can recall. If he sends the cops about stolen property, stay calm and tell them a very enlightening story about how they came into your possession. Not the asshole. Absolutely queen response. I'd bet this isn't the first misunderstanding he and his wife may have had about this. Not the asshole. Also, your solution deserves a crisp high five. As others have said, it does seem like he's been caught peepin' before and now he's freaking out a bit that his wife's gonna find out he's back at it. Dude's gross. Not the asshole, because I mean, the dude's a perv. But be a lil careful, he could call the cops on you for withholding his property. I get what you're trying to do, but in the eyes of the law it could be considered theft. He ain't gonna call the cops. That would bring more heat than necessary. Dude don't want his wife finding out he's being a perv. He definitely don't want that smoke. He will not call the cops. BC all she has to say is, "Hi officer. The entire story here, and I don't know what to do." BC he won't stop using them to be a peeping Tom on me. And bam, instant humiliation for him and his wife. More for him, especially including the op aspect, and hers would be second hand. He's disgusting. Withhold it till she comes and gets it, and tell her what he's done. Also buy an outdoor camera, with night vision. BC who knows how high-tech military stuff is, as well, that way you can have evidence of his peeping Tom on camera. He's a predator in the making. Emo. Do you think the cops will believe the women in this scenario? That's funny lol. Not the asshole, he has probably been caught before. This is him freaking out because of it. Not the asshole. I'd tell him that if he approaches me again, I'll return them to his wife myself or take them to the police station and he can collect them there. Not the asshole. And you'd be even less the arsehole if you put cameras up and warn him in front of said wife that you're collecting evidence of a peeping Tom. I love this idea so much. Not the asshole, you handled it well. He's a creep, be careful he doesn't escalate to full-on peeper at your windows. Sorry you have to deal with this. Gross.